particularly around where we are and who I am, for those that don't know me. My name's Councillor Mary Mears. I am a Brightonian. I was born at Brighton General and I came from Whitehawk. And I started my school in Whitehawk School. And I'm actually very proud of my roots, for those that query why I'm here. I've also been a trustee here since 1994. Now, I became a ward councillor in 1992 under the old Brighton Council for Marine Ward, which was Hexford Whitehall. And then under that council, I always declared an interest when I became a trustee of the Valley Social Club. And my interest...
Challenge the chair. I'm calling for standing orders to be suspended so that we can have a vote of no confidence.
I'm sorry, we called a meeting. This is our
No,
meeting.
we're perfectly entitled to do that.
No.
And I have a copy of the vote of no confidence.
Well, I'm really sorry that people have turned up today and you want to hijack this meeting.
No, we just want to have a vote of no confidence and we want it done in a nice way.
Well, if you look
it's not a personal matter.
It is.
No,
if you
it's
look
a
at the
legal
agenda
matter.
under any other business, you have an opportunity at the end to
No,
say whatever you
we'll do
want
the
to say.
vote of no confidence.
Well, there's no point.
if
You might as
don't
well
mind.
leave and we won't have a meeting because that's pointless, isn't it?
That
is absolutely.
You can respond.
What's the point of having a meeting when we can't speak?
But
We've got just as much right to speak.
if you read the agenda,
I'm not
there
talking
is.
about that. We're here to speak
But
for our
at any
cause.
meeting,
We're not
and
here
I'm
to sit
sure
and
Dan
listen to
can
you talk.
confirm this, at any meeting you have the introductions, notice of what's going on and why and wherefore, and the issue being raised. And then we've included any other business to allow people to have their say. Now that is very open and transparent, and I'm sure Dan can confirm that's how it should be run.
Actually, due to the time we've done it, I need to share 45 minutes and a lot of people are around, so I need to
Mary, we're perfectly entitled to call a vote of no confidence.
Yes.
We will have an opportunity to respond.
So
We've looked into it, we've had advice.
well, we've taken
If
legal
you'd like
advice.
if you'd like to take a seat, we'll do the vote.
No, I'm just going to say we've taken legal advice on this
Okay.
and what's
We have
happening.
to.
And if you're not going to allow us as trustees to say exactly what's on the
You'll have
agenda,
an
you are
opportunity.
blocking openness and
Okay,
transparency.
no, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
If you can show me...
Can we just move then, or-
You can't suspend standing orders.
Only
We do a vote,
members,
we'll move and take the
only
standing order.
members can vote.
In-
You spoke and now I'm speaking. So I don't know who's done this out in the public domain. We've checked it all legally. Since 2012, when the bar closed, we actually have no members. Nobody has renewed his membership.
You don't allow us the opportunity. Why didn't I receive a letter?
I've never, 10 years, I've lived here and I've always tried to access here.
The committee come up with ideas to improve the place and get more members. That was not allowed. We weren't even told the place was closing down. Absolutely.
Well,
And in 2015, John Commons and Dudley Buttons was in the Argos saying they wanted to make the library at Findon Road into a social club because Whitehawk needed a social club.
Yeah.
They got nothing. They needed a social club. And now he wants to do away with the old building. He wants to do away with the Manor Community Association.
Raise your hands if you want to do a vote of no confidence, please. Thank you. That's pretty much unanimous.
Keep your hands up.
Keep your hands up.
it's absolutely fine. You're not
If you're
prepared.
happy for the press to see that you don't
No.
have to carry on with this.
Well, you're taking the vote before we've had any agenda items. So members,
To respond. We don't have confidence in you at the moment.
No.
If the people here vote that they do have confidence in you, then you can appoint you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Exactly.
Is that fair, everybody?
Yeah.
It's not. You've got an agenda. It's all laid out.
No, but we're suspending
We have a
standing
legal
orders
advice.
because we want to do a vote of no
Let's It's the end of the meeting.
You've actually closed the meeting.
Point of order, you have a legal right to have a vote of no confidence at the start of the meeting. There's no point in having any other business after we've gone through the whole agenda against our will.
The whole point of the agenda is to set out where we are and why. I'm sure people in the streets would want to No, if you just let me
Are we not
finish.
automatically members if we live in the BNC?
Yes, you are.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
So, for those that know this association from many years ago, I've been a trustee since 1994, will know that this organisation has always run on paid up membership. Since 2012, there has been no members renewed. Sorry.
I was a member of the social club. Why didn't I get a letter to renew my membership?
Thank you.
The reason you never got a chance to subscribe to a new membership is because you guys decided to walk up here one day and go, bar closed, club closed, Valley Social Centre closed. End of. That was it. We didn't have a choice.
The centre was never closed, Colin.
Yeah,
You sat on the bar committee meeting. You sat on the bar committee meeting and the full council meeting, and were fully aware that the bar was being shut.
No, we wasn't.
Yes,
We
you
wasn't even told
was.
about it.
Yes, you was.
So where was the minutes for it
I
then?
will produce them.
Right,
for
okay.
you. Have you left your email address?
Yeah, you've all got it. You've had it to
No
something
problem
on the
at all.
committee.
I will make sure I supply them to you.
What have you done for the community since 2012?
Nothing.
What have you done?
Can we just carry on with this vote, please?
This is
And then the trustees will have an opportunity to
there's no
respond.
point.
There is a point, Mary, because
Thank
you're...
you so much for coming. I'm sorry we've got to
This
this
is
stage.
disgraceful.
Nobody's interested to come.
Can we just take the vote, people, whilst you're here? Let's just take the vote
And
now.
you're on the new homes committee,
Sorry,
we do
Jess.
that quite often. So your conflict of interest is you're looking for places to build unaffordable housing on, like high housing.
If you look under the minutes, I will go right back to
I'm going to carry on with this vote.
Yes.
Well, you need to give us the keys to your We have an absolute right to
Are the
say.
trustees leaving because they want to resign?
No, we're not resigning.
Why are you not resigning?
You damn the defiant, and that is us. Damn the defiant, and that is us, because we've damned you to the end.
We're not leaving this
Loser, you're a loser. Go away.
Excuse me, you don't even know me. And I'm
Thank
sorry.
God for that.
Well, there you go. Unfortunately, on social media, there has been so much vile poison put on social media, which is factually incorrect. We have been to a solicitor about it. We have done this all through legal advice. Absolutely through legal advice.
So why have you done this over Christmas when there's no lawyers available? You know there's no legal help.
Well,
The great dictator. Shame on you.
I'm not ashamed.
You are. This is the one that called us little white hawkers.
Sorry,
So no one's
I thought...
Mary, this is not going to reflect very well on you, because this is going to be in the press and you're stopping us having a vote of no confidence in
But
you.
you're not prepared to listen to what anybody's got to say
Yes,
first.
we
Then
are.
you can
We
take your
are.
vote.
But the vote of no confidence comes first.
You're the ones
You
who
will have a
missed it
chance
for
to
the last 7
respond
years.
and the people will have a chance to vote. If you could sit down, you will have a
Yeah,
chance.
exactly.
You can do your dissolution afterwards.
So you're not entitled to
We
vote.
are.
This, we've looked at the Constitution.
Vote of
You're
no
a resident,
confidence.
not a member.
I don't want to talk to you, thank you, Mr. Collins. I'd rather talk to
I actually don't like the way this is. All this screaming and shouting as well. Yes, you can.
We're trying to keep a grip on that, Mary. If you could just sit down so we can do the vote.
No, either you're going
You're just putting it off to another time. The vote of no confidence. You have an opportunity to
Just so you know, we're not shouting down.
I think in the fairness that the meeting just goes ahead, let them take their vote. Let them take their vote. It has no meaning. It's a show of expression. And that's it. Are you in agreement, John Norris, with that?
I'm in agreement that we take the vote, but
And that's a
we'll
show of
debate.
expression.
We'll debate that with Team Court.
In order to get the business done for the day.
Okay, we're going to do the vote of no confidence. And if people could not shout out, that out while I'm reading it out, because then the trustees will have an opportunity to respond, and everybody will then have a chance to put their hands up and say, look, what they want to say. That's it.
Bless you.
Okay, we as residents, inhabitants of the area of benefit of the above named association do hereby call a vote of no confidence in the current trustees council and call for the election of a new committee, trustees council, to take place immediately after this vote. For the following reasons. The notice for this meeting, as advertised in the Argus newspaper on the 23rd of December 2020, did not give the required notice period of 21 days as stipulated in the Constitution. Point 2. Notice published gives incorrect information regarding the clause to be voted on, which is in fact clause 17, not 19. We've seen no evidence that the notice has been posted in conspicuous places in the area to notify residents of this meeting, as stipulated in the Constitution. Also, there is no evidence that the Charity Commission and Regional Federation of Community Associations have been informed. I just need to breathe for a minute.
Bless you.
The time and day of the meeting excludes working people, and therefore a large proportion of the inhabitants of the area, so excludes them from voting on this very important matter. Considerable efforts by residents to hold a meeting to discuss the dissolution and proposed sale of the centre have been thwarted and obstructed by the trustees without valid reasons given. A general election campaign is not a valid reason for a refusal to allow us a meeting on the premises or to make a booking. We find that the trustees have behaved without integrity, honesty, transparency, accountability and good practice. In holding discussions with the City Council over the last 6 months, which have led to the City Council authorising the freehold acquisition of the Valley Social Centre at an appropriate price. These supposed secret discussions have also led to a huge amount of gossip, misinformation and rumours, with certain councillors holding discussions with a few chosen residents and stakeholders, prior to any notice being given to all the inhabitants and residents of the area. Many people have worked their socks off to fundraise for the centre, people who've been part of it for many years. We find that the trustees have treated these inhabitants with contempt, lack of respect and decency. Community discussion and engagement should have been the first priority. Councillor Nancy Platt's statement, the council will engage with the community after purchase, is not an ethical way of dealing with this matter. After purchase, the centre will no longer be in the hands of the community, and anything that happens to it will be dictated by the council. The report from the council states that the community will have to prove a need for community space. To be financially viable and to be in line with the church covenant, it is obvious that any community space available will be very small. To lose the huge potential of what we already have for something unknown is absolutely insane. We are concerned that the finances of the association have been mismanaged. Despite the centre being closed for some time, the trustees have employed a centre manager at considerable cost. That this centre manager is possibly a family member of one of the trustees is cause for grave concern. We're not sure about that, so that's what we've heard. We find that the trustees appear to have lost interest in running the centre. possibly due to apathy, getting older, being less active, or a key person passing away. Little or no effort has been made to promote the centre, to invigorate and inspire volunteers, or to encourage community involvement. The paltry amount spent on advertising is evidence of this. There's been no social media promotion. It's very clear that it has been run down, perhaps deliberately.
The doors are closed now for the meeting.
Residents with
Are we
good...
trapped in? Are we locked in?
No, not at all. You're free to leave at any time.
So the doors are open so they can come in then?
The meeting's over. I started at 11 o'clock, so you can't just have people...
Yeah, but it's an awkward time for most
You're
people.
interrupting your speech here.
I don't see any reason why those people can't come in.
Absolutely not. Why can't they come in?
Residents with good ideas have been turned away instead of supported and encouraged. People trying to book events have had no response to messages left. What efforts have been made to fundraise or to hold events in the last few years? I'm nearly done. We also find that there is an obvious conflict of interest in the fact that one of the trustees is a councillor. This is concerning particularly because Councillor Mears is on the Housing and New Homes Committee, and the councillor looking to build new homes on this property. She's also on the Tourism, Equalities, Communities and Culture Committee. This committee has responsibility for coordinating, amongst other things, the council's approach to communities, neighbourhoods and the third sector, which includes charities and community groups and functions relating to planning policy and regeneration. The word regeneration means revive, bring new and more vigorous life to, not knock down, destroy and take away. It is therefore impossible to see how Councillor Mears can justify her position on these committees and at the same time be involved in what is happening here today. The conflict of interest is very clear, unethical and unacceptable. It is therefore necessary to revitalise the association by introducing new blood and new energy in the form of new members, both of the wider association and of the committee running it. The current trustees are an obstacle to this revitalisation and they must be removed and replaced as a matter of urgency. Okay, so let's just check what I have down to be next. Oh, you have an opportunity to respond, Mary, if you want to.
I think we just
But then we have to get the other.
I mean, they've got something to say. It sounds like
The young people as well. It's frustrating.
You're still blocking residents from getting involved in this.
meeting was at 11. It's now
It doesn't
20
matter
Oh,
what
I think
time
it
it
is
is.
20
Why
past
does it matter
11.
what time it is?
Hello.
yeah, exactly.
They've got anything later.
Oh, can we give the trustees a chance to respond to this? We don't have a fight over whether they can come in or not at the moment, I think. It should be added onto the minutes that they were stopped being allowed to enter.
We don't want to intimidate or anything, and then
Mary, if you think that they should be allowed in.
I don't have any problem with them coming in, but we're in this part of this business where we've done this bit, and they want to come in, I don't have a problem.
we just let them in, they sit down, they can listen, they can't hear us, and we can't hear all the bangs. So if you just come in
Well,
and
Dan's
sit
going to
down.
let them in anyway, so he's taken the decision, so there you go.
They're not going to do any harm. Let's just let them in. We need to get on with this. I can't see that they're going to do any harm.
Yeah.
We let them in on this item.
Yeah, I don't have any. Let them in. They can't hear, they want to come in, and it's, it's all been organised before anyway, so,
opportunity for the trustees to respond. And then we go for a vote.
Right, thank you very much. Firstly, I just wanted clarity. I've already asked Dan what his position is and why he's recording, and I've allowed it to go ahead because I don't have any. There's nothing open that's not open and transparent. I am concerned that we've got 2 council officers here, another one's just arrived. So I'm talking as loud as I can.
Can we be quiet so Councillor Mears can be
So I just want to be very clear, they don't live in the area, why the council officers are here today. I know Tom has been busy arranging residents' meetings around this.
Do you live in the area?
I didn't say I did.
Well,
No, you're saying you've got a problem with him not living in the area, but you don't live in the area anyway.
Listen, I think you're really picking. I've been a trustee here since 1994. Nobody in all that time has ever queried why I'm a trustee. So I'm just.
I think it's about time they did.
We can't become members, you're there to become members, that's why.
Can I just look? We've allowed Amanda to have her say, and you've also now. If either you're going to allow me to have a say or you're not.
Sorry.
Thank you. So my question to the officers, I just wanted to be clear for the minutes, what exactly is their role here? I know Tom's been really active around this and advising residents what's been going on in the council and into juries. So I just wanted to be clear for our minutes exactly what your roles are here today. Thank you.
So my name's Sam Warren. I'm the community engagement manager for the council and I'm Tom's manager as well. So I'm really just here to observe, make sure the community are engaged in the process, and that's it really, just to kind of know what's happening and that's in record.
Thank you, Sam. I wanted to first of all answer the question around. Sorry, Tom, you want to say?
Sorry, can I just clarify that you made around that I've been active with groups
Yes.
within the area?
Yes.
So my role, I predominantly work in East Brighton. My role over 2020 is to get to know more of you as community engagement officer. I have met with the Save the newly formed Save the Valley Social Club campaign group. I was invited. My role is to meet with any resident community group within the area, so that's part of my role. I also meet with other groups within DN25, and like Sam said, my manager, I'm here to observe.
Thank you, Tom.
So, yeah,
It's just for the minutes, because I know you called me this morning at 10 o'clock. So it's just for our minutes so we're clear. Thank you.
I didn't call a meeting this morning at 10 o'clock.
Well, I've heard otherwise, but we won't go there. I just wanted to make a clarification, first of all, about very serious accusations being made against me around declarations of interest. Now, I want to be very, very clear, and Dan actually can confirm this, and I hope he will, Dan. Whenever anything's come up, if it's to do with the valley, I have declared an interest, and I have taken no part ever in any discussions on the valley through the council. You need to be really aware of that, because I have been accused of something that I haven't done. And I'm also very careful, and I'm sure Dan can agree, any committee that I'm on, should I have a declaration of interest, I always make it, and it is always in the minutes. I can see a councillor here today from a different area who knows the format around making sure declarations are made properly. So, although the accusation has been made against me, I do actually take offence at that, because going back, people can check my record, check it, it's minuted, and you will see I have never ever taken part. Going back to the new homes, I'm just going to go slightly to the side on this. Yes, I am on the new homes, and I've also raised serious issues about Whitehawk Hill. I was the only member on that board that refused to accept the decision to build on Whitehawk Hill, because it should never be built on. I've also done that through the joint venture, and I've made my comments very plain, and they've been limited. So you need to be aware that I have done everything, and I used to do that under the Old Brighton Council as well. I have done everything required of me, and Dan will know, because he sat through many, many meetings. Councillors, if they have a declaration, do not take part in any decisions. So, although you've made an accusation, I hear what you're saying, that
It's a perception, Mary, that's the perception.
That's why I'm just telling everybody.
Who approached the council on behalf of the association to discuss the sale?
Oh, I noticed you did freedom of information, but actually it wasn't me right at the very beginning. If you go to the emails,
Who was it then?
you put up online, you put up online, I was querying times of meetings. So there was a noise that went out because it went through the council into Dewis about this being, going up for sale. But I'm not going there because it involves other people. But I have been very clear with what I have done, and Dan, I know we've been on opposite sides, but you can confirm that I've always declared an interest, and when you declare an interest you take no part in the conversation, and I never have done. So I need to be really clear on that. Secondly...
So just to challenge the chair 1 second, so you didn't approach the council about the sale or discuss this matter with the council about the sale? You've not done that at all?
Well, you've been through freedom of information.
I haven't been through anything.
Dan did, so he's put them up online, so you know exactly.
Well, can you answer the question? Have you or have you not discussed with the council the sale of the Valley Social Centre?
The council has been here, and as collectively we've had a
The
conversation.
city council.
Could you name the two officers,
Have you
please?
discussed the sale of the Valley Social with anybody at the city council, Mary?
So you were involved in the conversation if you were collectively conversing about it?
No. Yes. I need to go back to come forward. That was a discussion, right? Any papers, any committee papers, it went to P&R and it went to housing. Any papers that are involved, a councillor, those officers are very aware that I'm a sitting councillor, I sit on housing, whatever. So the other part of it is not around me because it wouldn't be appropriate.
You still haven't answered my question.
Mary, can I ask you a question?
Yes,
are you named on the title deed for this?
Yes, I am.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's since 1994.
That's right.
And actually, I'm a bit of a paper horse.
Is that declared? That you're on the title deed?
Yeah.
You've declared you're on the title deed. You've declared you're trustee, but have you declared that your name is on the title deed?
That Councillor Mears was unable to answer the question as to whether or not she'd been involved in discussions about the sale, or if somebody can put that.
Look, you either want to ask me proper questions and we can have a proper
That's
civilised debate.
Is that not a reasonable question? It seems fairly apparent that you have, otherwise you would say that you have it very clearly.
No, I have been involved with the centre and the council.
Okay,
I have never had a one-to-one meeting with an officer on this building.
But you've had meetings with officers?
They've been here.
They've been here.
So yes. So the answer is yes. Yeah. Fair enough.
So can I just, there's another couple
if you want to carry on.
Yeah, there's a couple of other bits. I've seen quite a lot on social media. I watch and read social media. I don't respond to it because some of it was quite vindictive.
We're discussing what's in the motion, not what's on social media, Mary.
Part of your motion is about the running of this centre.
Yeah.
So it is important because there were assertions made around that the Valley had a debt. There is no mortgage on this property. It is debt-free, and it is not in debt. That needs to be really clear.
I thought we'd heard it from one of the councillors.
Yeah, councillor room, and that was.
We were told we'd have to clear the debt if we took it on.
Yeah.
Sorry,
which councillor? I can't remember
If we
which
took it on.
councillor.
That's what was said in the.
Who councillor told you that?
When did I don't know, Dan?
I've got a feeling it might have been Nancy or Dan.
Well, I have to say, at this meeting, that is absolutely incorrect.
Oh, that's good to know that there's no debt.
The mortgage on this property was paid off in 2004, and there is documentation from. Sorry.
I think some people are confusing the club,
Yes.
which was supposed to be in debt, to the CA, which
Yes.
was the community association.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the.
Is that where the confusion's coming from? Is that why Nancy Platt's telling people that the association?
I can't remember who said it.
I think one of the figure of 10 grand was bandied about that we'd have to clear 10 grand's worth of debt.
There is no mortgage on this property.
Brilliant.
And there is no debt. This association is solvent.
Good. Okay,
Just
let's
to be
move on.
absolutely clear, because it's relevant to your questions. And I mean, there will be. So I mean, I know it was raised. You've answered it. There was an issue around 10 grand. When I read that, I thought I have no idea where that's come from. It's factually incorrect. And there also was an issue around the Valley Social Club Limited, which was referred to because there was two separate entities here. And in 2011-2012, there was a loss of £5,691 on the account.
Can you make the call that?
Well, actually,
We never got told, even at meetings, we never had figures.
Never.
well, I think they did. I think they did because...
You think they did? Was you
No, well, you've let me finish because going back, there's plenty of paperwork and accounts going back that can be shown. And I'm sure if you give people time, they'll drag them out for you. This one I've got here today is from 2003, 4. So there is plenty of information there. It just needs, if you make a request, then it obviously got to be talked
You need to organise a meeting as well, don't you, first?
So anyway, so going around that, and the notice to the bar was given 3 months' notice by the committee to terminate the licence.
That was not what I'm told.
What committee? We was on the committee.
There's 1, there's 2, there's 3.
We were on the committee. Where did we get permission? We didn't. We just come up here one day and it was all locked up. How could we give permission? Oh.
I mean, to go back, you can
All
go
right,
back
we give
to the
permission, we
archives
give
and
permission
whatever
to
minutes.
reopen it.
Everything's minuted. So
How about that? We give permission to reopen it then.
Because we didn't resign, you guys shut it.
Close it. We did treat What proposed we reopen the bar?
Bring the walls down.
Do you want to carry on, Mary?
yeah, well, I might as well. You're going to disagree with me everything I say, but I'm going to have my say. So, and then you can.
We take questions after Mary's finished.
Okay. So the minutes can be found around the bar, and that can come out. So there was also an issue around EU money, which was quite interesting. I found.
Oh yeah, the corruption of EU.
Excuse me, don't make allegations.
It's not allegations.
Well, you can't. Well, prove it then.
Control your people. Please control your people.
Your people?
This infrastructure.
Guys, can we wait to have questions until after Mary's
This
finished?
isn't how we do a meeting.
But Mary, could you keep it relevant?
How they do it, not
Nothing
the
of
correct
what's
way.
been on social media has been from people that we have no control
Well,
over.
I know you have no control, but it's important that it's put right because you're putting notice of motion in. It's important that it's addressed. Now, according to the website,
Listen to them.
yeah, no,
Okay, to keep some order, and can Mary please finish, and then afterwards
we sat and listened to
raise
Amanda.
their hands, everybody will get a chance to speak.
We sat and allowed Amanda to speak, so we've been asked to respond. So I would appreciate if you at least offer us that opportunity. Thank you. So I want to mention EB4U for a simple reason. When it first started in the 90s, there was a government directive of £47 million that should have come to Whitehawk. But the then local council, Labour councillor, decided to widen it. It went to Moscow and Saunders Park. It went right across the piece. Now I will tell you, when we came into administration in 2007, we went to see the then chief exec, and I asked to see the accounts for EB4U. The council was the accounting body.
Indeed.
And I was told by the then chief exec, there are no accounts. In 2008, when I became leader of the council, I had an official letter from GOSI saying they requested me to sign off the EB4U accounts. I had to send an officer, which I'm not going to give the name, but if I tell these officers here, they will recognise the name. You do, don't you? Yes. To warehouses where council information is stored. She took 2 weeks to produce accounts that we could send over, that I could sign to send over for GOSI. So although there's a lot in here about EB4U, the actual figure that his centre had was £632, £347.
That's not true.
Right. Well, I'm sorry, but it is.
That's not as per a freedom of information request I've done.
Sorry, can I...
Just point one thing out.
Yep.
The bid we put in was for 800.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
No, I think that's probably where the problem started then, Dan. The bid was for over 800,000. We were granted, that is the figure we were granted. It's in the files. So, and that was used, the majority of the money was used to refurbish the centre, and there was actually 7 members of staff at the time at this centre, so it was paying salaries. All the accounts from this association have all been, right the way through the years, have been independently audited and then sent to the Charity Commission.
Who audits them, please?
I get that information to you.
Yeah, I'll give
You must know who audits your
I'll provide
account.
it for you, no problem.
Yeah.
Well, can we know as residents, please?
I will provide it for you, no problem.
Have it in writing.
What's wrong with telling us now?
Because I don't have it to hand,
All
I
right.
will provide it for you.
But you just asked for it, so we will give you the information. But they were always independently audited as the correct way, and they've all gone off to the Charity Commission. So, and as I said, the building, there was a mortgage on it, which was paid off in 2004. So it doesn't have to be on my declaration now because it's paid off. There's no debt on. It concerns me that conversations have gone around this estate that there's debts on this building, and in fact I'm surprised at councillors for saying that because they should check their facts as well. And so we have had the centre independently surveyed because for those that don't know, but for some that do, the building is starting to be dilapidated. There's an issue with the roof, you can't use the iron stairs because they're not safe. So there is an issue around, we have finite amount of money in the budget and you know there are ongoing repairs that are needed for this centre. And both the church and Brighton Hove City Council expressed an interest. We don't own the car park. That's a bit quirky. When the council when this was built, that was just a piece of scrub land, and I did declare an interest because I went to see the then Director of Housing to see if there was any way the centre could use the car park because it made sense, particularly with people with disabilities, to be able to come round, and that's why that is on a list, so that just to be clear, it's not part of it. And it does need repair, the toilets, wiring and all sorts of things.
Have you had an estimate of how much the repairs are going to cost?
It's been looked at, it's quite it is substantial. You can have that as well. Also, there was also on the social media about staff and about redundancy in pay and what staff were paid. And both members of staff salaries do not equate to 30k. I don't know where that figure came from, but that was posted on social media. And we have made...
it's on the financial statements, just as a matter of record, that are on the Charity Commission's website.
But we have been in contact with association solicitors, we have solicitors, charity commissioners...
Very good solicitors.
Sorry?
Very good solicitors.
Yeah. And we went to see the solicitors to explain the position we were in, and everything that we have done through legal advice. We have not one of us has done any of this without following absolute legal advice, and we would never do that. It's not our place to do that without being advised legally. And there was an issue around children's parties and the fact that we weren't able to stay. We didn't have enough staff to stay over late in the evenings, as the centre used to be when it had 7 staff. There was an issue...
Isn't that why you do funding bids?
Sorry?
Isn't that why you do funding bids, to keep it going and to pay your staff and to be able to hold stuff?
Well, in 2004, we actually had a number of bookings. We had 1,441 bookings. This goes back to 2003, 2004. Yeah. And can I just say...
Well, I found it really hard to book here.
Yeah.
Every time I've tried to book it, it's been absolutely difficult. We even booked in 2018 as Park Life to do a meeting. We were promised to have our seats put out for us. We literally had to come in and do absolutely everything. There was one person, one staff here. Yeah. Fair enough, she was opening up for us, but it was just like, actually you're getting paid to open up. So you did have people interested, but a lot of people didn't realise you could still use this place.
I don't really know, and I've lived there 8 years. I've never known I could use it.
Sorry.
And my elderly parents would have used it if they knew it was
well, no disrespect, but right out on the road, there's a great big sign that says exactly what this building is.
And there's a big gate when it's shut. But when it's closed, what can you do? Cafe open. Where's the bloody cafe? 10 years. Where's the cafe?
Yeah.
What was going on, what I could get involved in. And what I got told is, oh, nothing, do you want to put something on? I said, no, I want to know what I can do here.
That relates
What
to
I
my
got told-
question. Why on
What I
earth,
got told
all the
was,
work you
oh, we
need
do a
doing,
dinner club.
One at a time, please.
So all I got told is, oh, we do a dinner club. I said, is that it, a dinner club? He went, yes. And you know, because you was the one that told me.
So my question is...
And you said there was nothing going on. So
Well, I never have said there was nothing going
you
on.
did. You said there was a dinner club.
But however,
You said there was a dinner club.
I'm happy to explain.
So my question is, why, okay, this lady here, why have you got retired individuals and people at home doing nothing that actually have trades and qualifications and able to do your repairs? Why on earth aren't you calling upon those communities that are willing to do so?
Well, it's shame we didn't see them from 20.
Well, because you haven't advertised. You haven't sent anything out to us.
You haven't gone anywhere.
No, you haven't. You've just not been available. You've not been around. That's the point.
So can I just say that you can mute the community?
Thank you.
You expect us to know that you're here.
Okay, should we call for the vote now, please?
Yes.
Let's have no confidence in the current committee, please. Danny, you're recording this for the charity commission?
Yeah.
Oh, just come over
Mo,
and
Mo, can you help me count them so we get it right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
the commission that can't even answer questions. The church used to use it, the church.
Spiral used to use it, especially
Yeah. It's been run down for this.
That's not true.
It's just sad to see if you've knocked down. I mean, look at
Keep your hands up.
Please,
One,
so
two,
much.
three, four,
You're just going to knock it down.
Put your hands up.
One hand, please.
31, 32 with me.
Those against? Those against the motion? And anyone what's that? 4 against 5? 4. So there's 4. Again, those against, put your hand up if you're against the motion. Okay, so that's fine. So we've got 3 people. And anyone abstaining? Anyone in the room want to abstain from the vote?
Can you record that?
So, can we just verbally have the numbers? How many how many voted for no confidence in these trustees? 32. How many have got confidence? Just 3 people in the room. That's carried, guys. That's carried. Nearly unanimous. That's all right, 4 people. That's absolute. That's absolute. Cemented by you, the residents. You've got no confidence in these trustees, so therefore we don't have to go forward with the rest of the meeting. We can now take over our own meeting. Do you want to carry on? You're done. You're done. Democratically. Democratically.
At this moment today, there are no full-time members. There are no junior members. There are no association members.
We're about to change that, Mary. We're going to have votes now for new trustees.
You haven't got legal right to do what you've done.
Yeah, we moved in 9 years
So
ago.
the meeting
Yeah, that's actually before you shut down the whole thing. That's what I was about the Valley Social, so they moved into Whitehawk not even knowing what this building was. It was just a gated area. A lot of these people was not born in Whitehawk. There's only a few of us that was. So we know about the Valley Social, yet everyone's opinion doesn't matter because they're not originally from Whitehawk and they've just moved in.
Okay, we're going to elect a new committee now.
If you can read,
John,
We can read in Whitehawk.
Everybody's shouting.
You've been voted out by people. You've been voted.
He just said a load of foreign people.
Cheery on the door. They English? Hello, look at me. The foreign people.
These are residents. It's not my. These are residents. These are residents.
Something that will only lead to more problems.
Can we have the keys, please? Can we have the keys, please?
no,
What do you mean? What?
no,
Have you not just seen the first job?
no.
This is not your first job. This is not your club, either. This is the community club. Do you know how this association goes back, Mary? Before your time. Before your time. It's a community association. It's not the Mears association. You want to
It's a numbers game. You've lost.
Have you got the constitution?
Yeah, I've got it on my phone.